What is up, Safe and Sane California pyros, Safe and Sane any state pyros that are stuck to fountains only? Every year you buy those $200, $300 assortments, you get fountains that look like this every year that last 7 seconds, and you're just so disappointed. Meanwhile, you have your neighbors lighting off stuff that looks like this. How the heck are they doing it every year? Well, they might be watching me. I don't know. You found the right channel. If this is your first time, make sure you subscribe because this is where you're going to learn to bring the best safe and legal show in California or any safe and sane state. A little bit about me. I've been doing this 15, 20 years. I have my fingers in everything safe and sane fountain related, and definitely have some contacts with some big wigs when it comes to, TNT and Phantom and stuff like that. Maybe not so much Phantom, but we'll get into that certainly soon. So you guys are already tired of hearing me yap and you want to hear what you should buy at Freedom/DFS. So obviously, if you know about Freedom or DFS, you're already a step in the right direction. You already know more than most of the average seasonal firework lover. Freedom is the best, cheapest fireworks stand in California by far. And some of the best items we can get, obviously, right now on these two flyer pages it does not have everything. So we'll get in. I do have all the prices and all the other stuff, but it's just going to be an Excel spreadsheet format. Excuse me. So let's pop in an upper decky and let's get into it. So right off the bat, we have Master of Smarks, one of the best items that you can buy. And then we have another new item, Golden Glow. I'm not even going to show that one. If you're interested in what it looks like, you can go to my channel. I have a demo of it. So Master of Sparks is by far one of the best ones. We're just going to rapid fire all the must-haves at Freedom this year. Master of Sparks, the main reason, this is one of the best new innovations we've seen when it comes to bringing new fountains into California. There it is. It's not as strong as the Amazing Fountain, but the fact that they got this in California is awesome. Super, super loud. Pretty much on level with retro. Speaking of retro, another must-have fountain at Freedom is retro. $36.12 is going to get you some of the loudest crackle you can possibly buy on the market in California. It's awesome. One of the best fountains that I've seen in a long time. If you want to see what 5,000 grams of them, this is Papa Redbeard after his show. This is one of the funnest things to do with your family. At the end of the day, if you have the budget, I always recommend buying a case of these and getting your whole family together because you, as the guy lighting all the fireworks, are having all the fun. So this is a good way to end the night. Have all of them get some sparklers, light it up. It's a lot of fun, gets everybody engaged. I love it. That's obviously if you have the budget. You can do this with any fountain just to get your family involved. But this is one thing that I like to do to round it all up, get people lighting stuff, and have a good 4th of July. So retro's definitely a must-have. Another really good one is Mount Magma. This is the NW Fireworks Dude video, Northwest Fireworks Dude, aka the firework historian, one of the biggest, best firework vintage collectors on the planet when it comes to anything. Like I'm pretty sure he rivals everybody, even though it's just fountains, but by far one of the enough of tooting his horn. This is what 5 of these magnificent Mount Magmas. These are under $11, so got really good fish. I call fish those little zipper bee things, and the actual fish is what's called nitrocellulose. I just used the name nitrocellulose. So a really good fountain here, similar to like a Purple Rain, but better. Has that really just great crackle here. By far must have. Spirit of Freedom. One of my patented finales. So if you're on a budget, buy 2 of these. The Spirit of Freedom. Blah, 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 where are you, Spirit of Freedom? Right here. $17.89. If you buy 2 of these for $17.89, this will blow almost the Master of Sparks out of the water. It is by far one of the best finale items you could buy on a budget, even if you could just buy just one. Basically, it starts off a little slow, right? But at the end, you get this magnificent, loud, just crazy crackle here. Really high. Look at the height on this thing. Look at it. It's beautiful. Spirit of Freedom, if I had to buy one item and one item only at anywhere, it's going to be Spirit of Freedom. Just do the price and the crackle. Mwah, chef's kiss. Jumbo Purple Rain, another good one. Not really a must-have. It's more of a 9 out of 10. Oh, well, that scared me. Polar Bear trolling with the police in the video. You got the Jumbo Purple Rain. Basically Purple Rain, but the jumbo version. I believe it's like $27 or something like that. Freedom Star. I get a lot of hate for Freedom Star, but this is what it looks like. It looks like a beautiful Freedom Star. This is Matt's California video. I like it. It's got the little star in the middle there, flashing up, and then it's got this little effect right here, little beautiful. Maybe mine was better, like this video in particular, the crackle stage of it was not, I don't know if it was fused correctly or what, but mine went off perfectly without a hitch, so maybe I'm a little biased. Another good one is the fairy wands, some of the best, cheapest sparklers you could buy. They're a little bit bigger, but they have a lot of color and they last really long. This is really good for lighting all those retros off, if you're wondering. And if you're wondering what they look like that. Magic Wizard Wands. These are also the ninja sticks at TNT slash fairy wands, if you guys are wondering, but they're a little bit cheaper. It's the same exact thing at Freedom. But yeah, so that is pretty much the must-have. So you guys can click off the video, but if you really want to go deep dive, it's time to go deep. All right, so we're gonna go over the little bit of the flyer which we have, which it doesn't show everything, but as you saw, I had a nice spreadsheet with all the prices, so we'll get into that. Pretty much all the BOGOs here are decent. The only thing I'm going to tell you really to avoid, and that's just because I'm bitter, is just because the Morning Glories, just because they're ridiculous price everywhere except for Phantom. Unless you're shopping at Redbeard's Fireworks Novelties. So Papa Redbeard does have a novelty website. If I can remember, I'll try to put the little video at the end of this video, so you might have time to order your sparklers and snakes and poppets and all that stuff in time for the 4th and save a lot of money. I can't preach it enough. And if you didn't know already, check the channel. You'll see like a couple videos on the Redbeard's novelties stuff. Just go check it out. Best bang for your buck when it comes to getting sparklers and all those little novelty items. Right off the bat, the most expensive one, Solar Glare, that's going to be a Void. That's like something very commonly known in assortments. And if you're still watching and you're new to this channel, big thing you need to know is assortments is not the way to go for your best bang for your buck. It's better to always individually hand pick items. I know it's a lot of work and it's not in a fancy box. Trust me, it's by far the best way you can do it. Going through this video, I already gave you the kind of beast patented finale with the 2 Spirits of Freedom, and what you can use to fuse anything up, is the magic whips. Absolutely, these are super long ones compared to the Firecrackle at TNT, and then the other ones at Phantom. I think they're called Crack the Whip or something like that. By far the best, jerry rig and fuse, if you want to call it. Super cheap, one of the must-haves. Ammo smoke, a really good smoke. I just because there's a lot of smoke for pretty much a little over $2.50 each. Also, the smoke balls here are super cheap. Killer bees, these are pretty much on par with TNT's killer bees. Obviously, the only difference is you get 2 of them here. You pay a little bit more here as opposed to singling them out at TNT, but it's just easier. You'll be able to hit that box. So if you buy 2 more, I believe 4 come in a box, so you can just get the whole box if you buy 4 of them. Cuckoos, these are pretty much on par with the killer bees, but I like the killer bees because they're a lot more short, consistent whistle. Cuckoos have a little bit better of effects to them. Mini monsters, these are good little filler items, nothing special, very short type fountain. Old Glory, this one surprised me. It's BOGO. You're getting 2 of these for $11. Pretty much blows most of the fountains you're going to get in assortments out of the water. Cheeky Monkey, this is game mode. For those that like game mode at TNT, same rewrap. I'm going to have to do like a rewrap video of like how to identify rewraps and like secret lists and stuff like that. Short Stack, also a really good one. $8.96, very similar to Purple Rain. $4 each, not bad at all. Poppets, you can get these at Home Depot, Target, Dollar Store, whatever, and pretty much pay if not sometimes a little less, especially if you go to the dollar store. And I think Home Depot and Targets, they have the new fancy red, white, and blue ones. So pretty much everything in here is a must have except for Solar Glare, and I'm boycotting sparklers because they're just not worth it. And then unfortunately the next tab is just going to be going over assortments. We already went over Master of Sparks. Is a must-have. Golden Glow is a very meh, $30. It's not terrible. I like the first effect. I feel like it could be a little longer, but yeah. Anyways, assortments I already kind of went over talking about how assortments are not the play, but honestly, Freedom Fireworks / DFS is the only place I can recommend anybody buy an assortment. So if you just don't want to do the work, or somebody you're trying to have like a family member go over and buy some extra fireworks for you, and you're just going to buy the single items and you don't want to send them a long laundry list, you can just tell them to go to Freedom and tell them to buy like the Boom and Salute. The Boom and Salute's probably the best out of all the assortments in this tier. Just due to the price, $130. It's not terrible. It's nothing crazy, but it's nothing great. It's actually very similar to like Phantom Moonstruck and The Perfect Show, I believe at TNT. So nothing to write home about, but one of the better ones. I wouldn't really buy the Gold Medal or Color Party. Those aren't really worth it. Obviously, they're flashy, they're big, but if you see the prices, what they are out of state, you would probably stay clear. But we'll do a whole a video on assortments pretty soon. So I have everything in a nice spreadsheet for you here. Obviously, there's no fancy pictures of the items. I'm sorry. If I had more time, I would do it. Maybe somebody like Polar Bear Pyro, who loves to edit and all that stuff, can do that eventually. Um, I like to do everything raw, uncut, and I don't do fancy stuff. I just talk to the camera, and that's what I like to do. So new items, we already went over them, and assortments, we already went over them. Let's get into some of the stuff that wasn't on there. Obviously, 123 Go wasn't on the BOGO tab for some reason, but it's here. So 123 Go fountain. This is a very common one in assortments for $25. It's a 4 out of 10. Just not worth it, in my opinion. Ammo smoke, we went over that. 10 out of 10. Hard to get smoke unless you're going to Redbeard's Novelties. We have the Cheeky Fountain. This is game mode, 8 out of 10. Crickets. Crickets is one of almost a must-have. It's very similar. These are BOGO, so you have to keep in mind you're getting two Cool Breezes slash Cool Cats. They're a rewrap of Cool Breeze and Cool Cat. Like I said, I need to do a rewrap and what rewrap is. So rewrap is pretty much everything's made in a warehouse in a factory overseas, and they just come sticking the labels on. So you can find a lot of similar effects elsewhere. It's just fancy labeling and marketing. Really good deal there. Crackling ground blooms, not crackling ground blooms. Sometimes they have those. I don't know if they have them this year. Pretty sure they haven't had them since Freedom took over. But I did see a stand with them once. I don't know. That was somewhere in Modesto, I believe. And they only had like a couple packs. So Crackle Balls of 6, also BOGO. Pretty good deal there on that one. 9 out of 10. Cuckoo Fountains, already went over that one. 7 out of 10. Ground Bloom Flowers. It says 8 out of 40. That's a typo, so apologize because I did this on my own. Reason it's an 8 out of 10 out of 40 is just because of the price. It's cheaper. Cheaper than the single ones you can buy at Phantom. Jitterbug, this is a very common little tiny tuber that you see, or a box fountain you see in like assortments. But the reason it's a 7 out of 10 because you're paying a lot less than you normally would when you buy them in a big assortment. Because basically the way that I determine the value, and if it's worth the money for an assortment, you take the total item count and then you divide by the price, and then that's pretty much how much you're paying for each item in there. Obviously, some items are bigger than others. That's not a good judge of fountain character, I guess you can say, but it's a good way to gauge if it's worth the money because you can single pick items elsewhere. Killer Bee Fountain, already went over this, 8 out of 10. Magic Whip, also, we should just call it Magic Fuse. Unless you're ordering Fuse from Redbeard's Novelties. Mini Monsters, good little filler item there. I'm going to scroll down so you guys can keep seeing. I gave these Morning Glories a 6 out of 10, even though Phantoms are obviously cheaper and better. But nothing beats the Wizard Wand slash Fairy Wand slash Ninja Sticks. Honestly, you should buy those over these Morning Glories anyways, because you don't need like 50 million little sparklers anyways, unless you really do. But you can order 144 of them on Redbeard. I feel like this is a paid promotion. I'm not getting paid anything by Redbeard, just so you know. I just love the guy. Poppets, already went over that. Short stack, basically a Purple Rain rewrap, 8 out of 10. 2 of them for $4. Can't really beat that. That's pretty cheap. Smoke balls, really cheap here. $5.48. Nothing special. They last a couple seconds, but that's why the ammo smoke is listed a little bit higher. And for a nice little pro tip for you guys trying to fuse some stuff up or just trying to start your show, I really like to use all my extra lightning flash, those bright, blinding, flashing lights that you guys always get in assortments. If you still have them lying around, it's really cool when it starts to get dark. Have a bunch of those. lightning flash and light some smokes in front of them, and it just kind of lets people see the colors of the smoke, even though ammo smokes are usually no color. But you can add the little smoke balls in there too to spice it up a little bit. Solar glare fountain, 6 out of 10. Just the price, it's just too much for what it is. It should probably be a 5 out of 10, but 7-inch assorted. So these are basically your commonly seen one tube wonders and assortments. Good filler, but nothing to write home about. You get 4 here, so not a bad price. Could be a 6 out of 10, especially if you have the budget to need some smaller items, but I recommend just skipping the smaller bleh, because if you're like me, when you're lighting your show, you want to start off with craziness. You want the good stuff. You don't want that little blah blah blah. We're not doing like a professional show where we got to start it, nice and slow. That's why we do the smokes, right? Assorted shark fountain, same thing as the assorted 7-inch fountains. They pretty much last the same. Honestly, the assorted sharks are technically should be a 6 out of 10 if we're going to rate them. The Beast Slayer, this is that sword. Obviously, it's the best because it has my name on it. Bazaar, I need to do a better video of this one. It's a 7 out of 10. I have one. I need to just do a little bit better. For $10, or pretty much $11, it's actually not a bad. It's got 5 tubes in it, so not terrible. Bomb Pop, really big red, white, and blue fountain. It's not terrible. $27 kind of puts it out of that range of a must-have. It's more of a 7 out of 10 if I'm really being honest, but trying to be fair. Colorama, if this was cheaper, if this was around $50, this would be a must-have. Colorama is actually a really good 500 grammer. Blows pretty much all of Phantom's 500 grammars out of the water. So if you have the budget, boom, Colorama's worth it. Crazy Colors. This is a 500 grammer, I believe. This one is similar to what Phantom has, just bleh, not good. There's no crazy colors really at all. Another 10 out of 10. This is more of a 9 out of 10. I'm going to catch some flack for it, but I like it. Maybe the one that I personally had was better than most. Maybe I got lucky and the rest of them are garbage, but still going to be a 10 out of 10 for $34. Even though you're approaching retro territory. Dragon Smoke. So these are like those pooping puppies or little unicorn things that poop. It's $3, not bad. Great White Candy Paint. I hate candy paint, so technically, if you absolutely love candy paint, you can get the rewrap, which is Great White for $94.94. Don't know why that's $94. I'm assuming it costs a lot to make, but the quality of it is just bleh. It's just not good. Just not what we want to see. Happy Trolls, a really good fish fountain. Do I have a video on it? I probably do somewhere. Oh, here's Crazy Color. That's what Crazy Color looks like. Freedom, happy. This is how I do my research, by the way. All right. This is what it looks like. We'll watch Polar Bear.
How's it going?
Did I already do? I don't think I did this one. So right off the bat, it's kind of windy, so this video doesn't do it justice. That's why we're not using that one. Sorry, Polar. It was too windy. So basically, what I call fish, similar to the crypto effect if this video will ever load. Right there. So that little dancing spark effect, that's unique. I really like it because, well, it's hard to get. And when you're looking at it for $21.21, really good fountain there, 9 out of 10. Jumbo Purple Rain, $25. I think I said it was 27 for some reason. I get it mixed up. $25, not a bad deal for that one. Would love to see it cheaper. Would love to see it BOGO for, if it was BOGO $30, definitely would be a must-have. Justice, oh God, there's no justice with this fountain. 92.55. It's a huge fountain. It reminds me of Allegiance. It should be a 4 or 3 out of 10, but I'm trying to be generous. Kingfish. So the actual fish, the nitrocellulose. This is a really good one. But $43, it kind of puts it out of play. Some people might disagree with me here on this one. For the people that love nitrocellulose, that really deep globule, basey effect. If you guys don't know, I will show you again. I believe my boy NW Fireworks dude has a good video of 4 of them going off. At least I know he did, and I don't know where it went. So we will watch Gray Ghost instead, one of my Discord moderators. So obviously the color is really good on this one, so I'm glad I clicked this video. He's got the good quality here. So that really deep, I'm going to shut up for a minute and mute the mic so you guys can hear what I'm talking about. So that really, really deep, long-lasting, deep color, that's what nitrocellulose is. That's what technically fish is. So if you're ever reading the label and it says something about fish, it's more than likely one of these. And the little zipper thing, that's called a million other names. So just for continuity's sake and to keep things simple, I call those little zipper things like in crypto and happy trolls, I call those fish, and I call this just what it is. It's nitrocellulose. That's the chemical name, if that makes sense. Um, so I might get some flack for giving that 7 to 10, but I believe if you get the fruit bowl at TNT, buy some firecrackle here, fuse it all up, you get the same effect, if not a little better, in my opinion. And I believe fruit bowl's like 30 bucks. It's under 40. I know that for a fact. Let's do this. Gosh, looks cool, just not worth it. 5 out of 10. Live, laugh, love. So if you guys are familiar with the sup fountain, I believe it has a giraffe or something on it. Live, Laugh, Love is a rewrap of it, and I don't know if it's just not well known, but 11.99. This should honestly be an 8 out of 10. The only thing is yeah, it's not nothing really super special. It's almost it's up there. It's if you're buying single items, this is one of those things to kind of fill in the void. Excuse me. I don't know if it's just not well known because Live, Laugh, Love is like your typical Hobby Lobby art that your random mother will put on the wall to make her house more feng shui or whatever they want to call it. I don't know. Just just food for thought. Avoid Sup, buy Live, Laugh, Love if you need that filler item. Live Wire. This is the Apache Fire Dance rewrap, 1973. Not bad price. Nothing too crazy about it. Uh, doesn't wow me by any means. It's just a decently long-lasting fountain, 7 out of 10. LMBO. So I'm assuming this stands for laughing my butt off. Nice little PC way of changing that. So LMBO is the TNT Black Widow. If you guys are familiar, this is a very common BOGO item, and I think it's like over 17. Oh gosh, I typed in Black Widow and I got a bunch of motorcycles. Um, the NJ Pyro always got good videos. So this is what, basically, if it'll load, I probably should get you an actual one, but I wanted to show you what the Black Widow looked like. So if you guys liked it, it's not normally in that box. It's normally in a circle, similar to what LMBO looks like. It's like a little circle, so maybe that wouldn't have been the best video. But basically, it's the Black Widow. Oh, wait, no, it's not Black Widow. I'm dumb. I stand corrected. Who's watching still? Put the frogs in the chat if you're still watching. You saw me goof. So the LMBO is Red Devil. Um, the Red Devil firework. I don't know why Little Red Devil. I don't know how I screwed that one up. Frogs, if you watch 22 minutes in and watch my screw up. Yeah, so Little Red Devil. This is what it looked like. I believe this is like almost 16.99 with a sad face. Pretty expensive this year. Um, don't know why, but if you go to Freedom, it's $5.92. It's not BOGO, but you can buy two of them and it's for $12. So that just boggles my mind. Um, so 8 out of 10 for that. Majestic Mama is the Living the Dream re-rep. So if you love Living the Dream from TNT, you can get it for a couple dollars cheaper. I think it's $59.99 at TNT. So it's an 8 out of 10 just because of the quality of the firework, right? Technically, it should be almost a 10, a 9 out of 10, but due to TNT being so close together, it's about the same. Make the grade, another decent fountain there. Mount Magma, we already went over that in the must-haves. Optical Illusion, this one surprises me every time. I bought it one year, and I need to buy it again to really. This one's almost in the must-have, to be honest. To tell you the truth, I don't know why I can't type. I'm struggling here. Freedom. I think I can't spell optical illusion. Um, okay, YouTube's not working, so. All right, so now that I fixed the technical difficulties, I don't know what happened. So this is optical illusion. It's actually a really long-lasting fountain. There really isn't any very good videos on this one because I think I've been kind of slamming it because it really isn't anything fancy. But I honestly think the fact that this one is 8 years old, it may have seen some remakes since then. I remember the crackle being really good, especially with this part, similar to retro. I'm gonna need to do another video on it just to kind of confirm what I got going on. But yeah, 8 out of 10. If you got the budget, optical illusion, and you already got the master sparks and retros and all the other must-haves, and you need some better, some more finale items, boom, they're for $37. Optical illusion isn't bad at all. Psychedelic, 7 out of 10. This is very similar to like a delirium and a coral reef. The reason this is a 7 out of 10 just because of the price. It's 59 bucks. It's nothing to write home about. It's not better than optical illusion by any means, but another 500 grammer under 60 bucks is never bad. Pyrotastic, on the other hand, is poop-tastic, we'll say the least. 5 out of 10. Rubber Ripper. So if you guys know the Launchpad Heroes assortment, this is one of those, and it's a very big box that could have been condensed into something the size of a bazaar fountain, basically. Nothing to write home about. $46. I'd rather pay a little bit extra and get the psychedelic. It's going to be a lot better. Retro, one of the chef's kiss on fountains, the loudest Safe and Sane firework you can buy right here. There's some other ones, but this is one of them. Yeah, Smile. I'm gonna get some flack for this one too, along with the Freedom Star. I like it. 8 out of 10. 18 bucks. It's a little camera. It's got a little flash. It actually isn't terrible. Spirit of Freedom, the patented beast finale, the most bestest. If you only had, 100 and what was the assortment? If I only had less than $200 to spend, I would get the Boom and Salute and two of the Spirit of Freedoms. By far the best fountains together. Just one, just two, three, four. You're gonna get the more the merrier. I have a whole case of it. I love it. Another chef's kiss. Avoid sup, like we said. That's just live, laugh, love. Don't know why they have two of the same fountains with the same wrap. A bit confusing to me. TNT/Freedom. We need to look at that. I don't understand that one. Super value pack. I believe this is an assortment. No, that's not. I was corrected on this. I think it's just like a box of fountains or something. It's like a 4-pack of assortment tubes, I believe. So 5 out of 10. Bah. Taco Tuesday. Gonna get some flack for giving this one a 7. A lot of people like Taco Tuesday. It's similar to like Peacock Tail Fan, and 34 bucks, not bad at all. So I believe it's still a 200 grammer though. Nothing to write home about. Tantrum makes me want to throw a tantrum, but not as bad as Phantom wants me to do it. Tantrum's a really giant fountain. Nothing crazy there. I don't even know if it's really a 500 grammer if you actually see it. Tropical Birds, 8 out of 10. This is actually a surprising little pack. I believe there's 4 of these little guys in here. I might be wrong, but actually surprising little filler item, 8 out of 10. Turn Up the Heat, another really big 500 grammer that is just not something we even want to look at. $78. Nope. Whimsy. So for my TNT OGs, TNT's Power On or TNT or Whimsy, or I believe it's Ellie now at TNT. They have so many different wraps of this one. I just said Whimsy, even though Whimsy's right here. So Whimsy is the same as TNT Power On. Really good crackle here for $27. It originally came out at $19.99, and it pretty much was a must-have there. So for $7 extra in this financial economy climate, not a bad deal. Wicked Wizard, this one's a really big one. Not really big, but a bigger style for $35. Just blah. Wizard Wands, as we already went over it. Really good sparklers. Should buy those over Morning Glories. So that was the buyer's guide. Had some brain farts. Was confusing LMBO with Black Widow when I really meant it was Little Red Devil. I don't know how I screwed that up. But there is the final buyer's guide. Obviously, we'll have to do the ultimate buyer's guide, and if you're going to hit up all 3 stands, spoiler alert, Phantom probably isn't in there. There might be. I'll give you a spoiler alert. Storm Runner's in there. All right, relax. All right, that's the DFS guide. If you watched it all the way to the end and you saw my screw up with the whole Black Widow, Little Red Devil thing, let me know you watched it. All right, fellas. See you in the next buyer's guide.